you know, foul language tonight. Though I did put an explicit, warning on this broadcast tonight. I decided to take a trip down the sewer. Right? I decided to take a trip down the goddamn sewer because that is where the image of the so-called black woman is today. Right? The so-called image of the black woman today is in the goddamn sewer. We're not going to mince, words with it. You have an evolving hoe culture, is what I refer to as a whorish hoe culture. It used to be a time where you knew who the hoes were, and the women, the real women, separated themselves from the hoes, right? Now it's a hoe culture where everybody's a hoe, and it's made to look as though it is progressive. It is made to look as though it is forward thinking. It's made to be popular. And I'm not speaking from a self-righteous point of view, not at all. I'm not speaking from a self-righteous point of view, a religious point of view. I'm speaking from a logical point of view. See, because if you are producing what is now known as a whole culture, right, where women like these, I'm not even going to refer to these bitches as women. I'm not even going to refer to these bitches as women. When you got Nene, it was the basketball wives, and what's the white one that Ice-T is married to? She's a white black chick. She's a white black chick, right? She's a white black chick. She's known, and they take the white bitch trash and they add her into the black men's magazines purposely. Coco, that's her name, right? And she always got her ass out in the black men's magazines. Why is that? Because the white man will not have her on any of his magazines. She will never be in Playboy. She will never even be in Penthouse. Hell, she won't be in goddamn Outhouse magazine. Because once the white man sees that his woman is with a nigga, that she is the eye candy for niggas, that is something that niggas like, they don't want you. What they would rather do is shit all over the image of the so-called black woman, right? I made a comment today. I said that the image of the black woman started off as a sex symbol, and now it became a sex object in this society. The black woman has become a sex object. Thanks in part to, of course, the producer and director and the creator of that image, your white man, and your simple-minded nigger female, and your simple-minded nigger male. And these people who played the parts in the downgrading of the black woman, because when you look at these females, you tend to think that they are the same as you, black women, real black women. You have young girls growing up, they don't know the difference. They think these nasty-ass women, these nasty-ass bitches are real women. So, of course, they want to grow up in the image of them. They want to attach weaves to their head. They want their asses injected with fat. Basically, how men are perceiving them, what men find attractive. The black woman or the so-called black female today is nothing but a piece of ass. She's a piece of pussy, right? She's nothing but a greasy split. I don't care how much you women, or you females, put hair weaves on your head, right? I don't care how pretty you think you are, how big your titties are, how fat your ass is. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, all men see you as is a place for him to stick his dick in, rub, get friction, release all over you, degrade you, and then go about his business. He can do that with a tranny. He can do that with another man. And 9 times out of 10, they have. Surprise. Your value is shit. Your value has plummeted faster than the goddamn Dow Jones on Wall Street. You black women who align yourselves with these nasty black females, you who don't know the difference between the two, you black women who are sticking up, you real black women who are sticking up for these females because you share the same private parts, because you think that it's supposed to be a sisterhood there, where you got this thing where you standing up for the women and you pumping your fists for them. You are being downgraded just by association with these nasty bitches. Right? You should call them what they are. Nasty bitches. Right? They're not winning. They said there's a shirt out now. There's this DJ here in New York. I forget what her name is. The DJ in New York, she has a shirt out that says "Hoes are winning." Hoes are winning. Now, I put this on the feed, right? Because this is a plague. Young girls think it's fashionable to be whores. You got young black females, right, who are not developing into women because they stay in a female mode, a little girl mode, where they don't know what it is to become a real woman. Right? They think what they're doing, they think just by virtue of the fact that they have vaginas, they have breasts, they think they're women when they reach a certain age. But they are immature. You can see it. I was inspired to do this broadcast because I saw a certain individual, a young lady, who I thought was very pretty, was doing something for herself. On Facebook, she posted a picture of herself in bra and panties. And I was like, that is so sad. Because not only does she's a pretty young woman doing something for herself, but this is what it come down to. You have intelligence. You're a beautiful woman. Posting pictures of yourself on Facebook with your, breast, exposed, and panties, trying to sell your ass, trying to get attention, trying to be a pleasure seeker, trying to be an attention seeker, because obviously there's not much there beyond your tits and ass. And that's the mentality of today's black women, thanks to the black female who you've aligned yourself with and became sisters in your so-called struggle against the men. We're going to discuss all of this in great detail tonight. I am the intellectual ᴛᴏᴅᴅᴍᴇ, and I know my inroad to this was long, but hey, I just had a lot of shit on my mind. I had to get it off. I am the intellectual ᴛᴏᴅᴅᴍᴇ, and this is State of Mental Radio, and tonight, what do men, I said males, males, not men. What do males think? I didn't say black males, I said all males, because I'm going to cross every barrier, every line tonight. The actual value of black women in the eyes of males today, or should I say in the minds of men today, or males today, right? Because when I say female, I know for you people who are listening in tonight, you probably thinking, oh, what's the difference between a female and what's the difference between a female and a woman? There's no difference. The intellectual, he's making this shit up, right? He's making it up, right? There's no difference. Oh, really? I'm going to break it down for you. When you classify somebody as a female can be anything, of any species, any animal species. I put the definition of a female. You're not going to find the white man's book because he's not that advanced yet. But when he refers to what he actually does, see, they need a secret dictionary when the white man gives meanings what he really means, but he tries to put it over your head. A female can be from any species, animal to human, the counterpart of a male, right? In the animal or the human species, right? That's not really a compliment because even your humans are a species of animal. Your scientists already done said it. So when you refer to a female, or you refer to a woman as a female, you're actually putting her in the same classification as animals, right? As female animals. You're putting her in that classification. Don't they call you women bitches? What, ain't a bitch a female dog? Now, a lot of sisters refer to themselves as bitches. Was that done purposely? Was that a coincidence? That, the popular phrase, women, men called women, when they were insulting them, was bitches. Female dogs, right? Females, right? See the connection? Now, when you refer, and I said, when you refer to, plant life too, lower life forms, unintelligent life forms, right? Life forms that are only in existence to screw, have sex, nothing beyond thinking. I said when you approach the level of a woman, because I said a woman is a female, now let me say female. I even fall into that trap. A woman is the counterpart of a man, right? Or women are the counterparts of men. Now, men, what makes men? Men from males are thinking. They are separated by thought, by intelligence. That's what separates females from women, right? They are separated by intelligence. Why is it that they don't refer to female dogs and animals as women? Why do they refer to them as females? Because the separation is supposed to take place once you get away from, when you're getting away from the female aspect and you are a woman. That places you on a higher level as a counterpart to a man. That you are both thinking beings. That's what separates you, the intelligence level. Now, if I drive down your intelligence level, I then reduce you to being a female. So now, you black women think that you and the females are one and the same. Because, like I said, I used to say this too. I said a female is anatomically correct but mentally wrong. Same thing with a man. Anatomically correct in a male but mentally wrong. They have not developed or matured. Right? Anytime you can get a woman to, anytime you can induce a culture of women to be whorish, where their only mindset and their mentality is in serving as a piece of ass for every man on earth. The black woman pushes her ass to every man on earth, the black female, I should say. She is leading the image of the black woman. You understand? She is in charge of the image of the black woman, the black female. The black female pushes herself out to everybody. She whores herself out to everybody. Ghetto gaggers is only possible where you have white men, right, disrespecting black females, of course. But if you think that you are the same as these females, then it's no different. That's why I put on the page, I said, when some guy put up there about, that's degrading sisters. I said, them black females, those bitches are not my sisters. They're not my sisters. All right? I said my sisters are women, not females. I lay with women, not females. I'm only attracted to women, not females. Females are not attracted to me. Because to me, a female is me going and trying to put myself or lay down with a female is the same thing to me, technically, is bestiality. It's the same goddamn thing. That's how you're seen. Now, I know a lot of so-called sisters, they're going to get uptight about it. They're going to be, oh, he disrespecting somebody else, disrespecting the sisters or the black woman. If you think you are the same as these weave-wearing, nasty, cum-drinking black females out here, then you are disrespecting yourself. You are disrespecting yourself. When I talk about the separation within the black race, from the bright race from the black race, when the hell are the black women, the so-called real women, going to separate from the goddamn black females? That should be a goddamn evolution within itself. That should be an evolution. How many? Where do you see? Notice, where do you see black women? Says I hear the sisters talking about black women. Why ain't any sisters standing up against these females and trying to make a separation? You know, same way I get on these niggas and say that we not part of them, we not interested in being part of the nigger race and things like that, and doing what so-called what is dictated within the black race. You black women should be separating yourself from these black females. When y'all gonna come out against Beyonce and Nicki Minaj? No, but you stand up and you defend them. You stand up and defend them. You know, you stand up and defend them because you think, you know, y'all sisters. You know, you think these nasty ass cum dumpsters are your sisters. You said, I sat and I watched. Like I said, I told you, I watched Ghetto Gaggers, and these guys never seem like they have. They you know, the black females are lining up. They never seem as though they have a. They never seem as though they have a short list of candidates to degrade, to dump their cum in, to have them. These women actually were licking these white men's assholes, all kinds of madness. You understand? When do you real women stand up and separate yourself from the females? See, because somebody said to me, they said, you know, intellectual, you rant, your rants and things like that against the black race and this, that, and the third. I was like, whoa. I'm like, whoa. I'm not ranting against the black race. I'm ranting for the bright race. I'm yelling. I'm raising my voice up. You know. I'm raising my voice up for the bright race. You know. You women, like I said, or you females, y'all sit up here, and y'all. I was listening to. I was driving. I'm sitting in traffic, and I'm listening to somebody playing "Bitches Ain't Shit, Hoes Ain't Shit," and "Fuck these bitches." And I'm listening to all of this, right? And they can suck my. I'm hearing all of this shit, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, these niggas that's sitting next to me, how can you listen to that? And you know, it was two females in the car listening to that, and they was bopping their head to it. That's how you start it. That's how you induce it. That's how you sell these young girls they're nothing but a piece of fucking meat. That's all. That's all they are. That they exist to be cum dumpsters for men. At the end of all that, at the end of all the sex and things like that, after the man's chasing you, he get the sex, and you know, like I said, he releases all over you and degrades you, because the sex is not about enjoyment anymore. It's about degradation. It's about degrading somebody. The prettier you are, so I tell these women, the prettier you are, how nice your hair is, and all the shit you do to yourself, and you know how pretty you think how fat your ass is, and all that. Let me tell you something. The only thing these men are looking to do is degrade you, because you think you the shit, because your ass is fat, you got big breasts, and you think you that bitch. Like y'all said, I'm that bitch. You understand? Yeah, and you gonna be that bitch. Hell, you women, like I said, these women line up for these athletes, and these athletes, they take you females, and they wipe their ass with you like toilet paper. They use you for toilet paper. They just use you, you know, to wipe their dicks off, and they send you on their way. Some of you might try like get babies by them, and then you turn around and you want to get a reality show and things like that. And you got 16 and 17-year-old girls sitting up here aspiring to this shit. You understand? You got 16 and 17-year-old girls aspiring to this shit. They aspiring to be the next Pinky. You know, the porn star. They aspiring to be porn stars. They aspiring to be video girls, a.k.a. Dancing hoes. You understand? They aspiring to be groupies. You understand? They think it's a thing where, you know, I could put two dicks in my mouth. That's the thing now. Not I'm intelligent, or I carry myself like a real woman or a real queen or God. No, I could put two dicks in my mouth. You know, I kissed a girl and I think I like it. You know, my ass is fat. You know. My titties are big. My hair longer than yours. I fucked your man. That's the mentality. That's the mentality. This is the daughters that you producing. You understand? I heard two girls one time, and I'm gonna be real with you. I heard two girls talking about how much cum each one of them could drink. They didn't think I heard the conversation. Two young girls, because I think they call it, it's something they call it milk drinking or something like that. Yeah, you'll be hearing about it, milk drinking. You know? How many kids can play on your playground, which is slang for how much cum can a man shoot on your face? You understand? Milk drinking. This is the generation. These are the people that that we are out amongst trying to find the bright race. These pieces of shit. You understand? This is what it is. This is the mentality. It might be too late. Hell, for a lot of them, it is too late. There's nothing you could do. Right? This is how you downplay a group. This is how you downplay the mentality of a people. You understand? The women have already become part of the animal kingdom. You know how you know that? You know, the black females, you understand, before they even reach womanhood, they already become a part of the animal kingdom. They stay females. You know how you know that? Because what is it that the black females do? They want to weave dead white woman's hair or East Indian hair on their head. Ain't that what they do? When they do that, that's linking you in to the female nation or the female culture, the animal culture. When you want to strap animal fur that they think is hair, Malaysian, Arab, whatever the hell, East Indian, whatever shit they put on their head, that's already linking yourself to that female vibration and that whorish mentality. Whole nation, hoes be winning. Hoes be winning. Ignorant hoes be winning. Right? It's nothing, like I said, it's nothing for these, even in the so-called entertainment industry where you got singers, right? Women, so-called entertainers out here, and a lot of y'all already heard the stories, they fuck for tracks, right? They hoes for music tracks, right? They give guys blowjobs for music tracks. Why? Because it ain't about talent no more. It ain't about singing no more. It's about fucking. It's about sucking. You understand? That's what it is. You a piece of ass. So don't you dare stand up there and try to act as though you're any different. You black women did not stand up. You didn't separate from the black females. Y'all didn't have an evolution within yourself. You decided to stick up for these bitches. You decided to stick up for Nicki Minaj. You decided to stick up for Beyonce. You decided, I don't think Beyonce's like that. She got her husband and everything, but she don't mind pushing the whole culture. She don't mind pushing that whole mentality. You understand? She don't mind pushing that little girl female mentality. But she tries to be a woman at home for her man. Maybe when that nasty ass weave of hers comes off, and she tries to be a wife for the jigger man, the nigger man. No. And then you look at her sister Solange, wearing her hair natural, right? She's trying to be a real woman about hers. And even, I'm gonna say this, even in this plague of this whole plague, I call it a whole plague. Even this goddamn whole plague, it spread within the conscious community and the so-called conscious sisters. You got these bitches having 5 and 6 babies by stray men and talking about Hotep and Ashe. They had more dicks than goddamn Oscar Mayer got Franks. Right? But Hotep and Ashe probably done had the ankh shoved up their cooch. Right? They praying to the gods and all this bullshit and the ancestors. All this off-the-wall shit. Right? Because the whole plague don't spread all over the goddamn planet. Everybody's a fucking hoe. Right? Everybody's a piece of ass. Everybody's a cum dumpster because it's progressive. And who promotes this madness? The beast. Now, the intellectual is not approved. He is not approved whatsoever. I love women. I love sex. I love beautiful women. Strong, heterosexual, bright man. However, this shit has gotten out of hand. This shit is out of control. We can't find suitable women because these women don't know the difference between them women and females. You understand? Up to a certain point, you are a female. But then to another point, when you mature, you're supposed to be a woman. You understand? No more of this, no more of this got your thumb up your ass nonsense. You know, the art of being a woman has been lost. You know how you know that? The art of becoming a woman is lost, just like the art of being a man is lost. You know how you know that? Because you got females, who don't even know how to douche their pussies. They don't even know how to clean their ass. Hell, my grandmothers and all of them, they talked about the hot water bottles and the douches and, the vinegar and things like that. They clean their ass. Nowadays, you got these natural sisters talking about they pussy gets clean from the inside out. That it cleanses itself. Now, I'm going to be graphic a little bit more. I'm going to be even more direct. I had one of these natural sisters, right? I had one of these natural sisters who advocated that a while ago, and she advocated that whole, self-cleansing vagina theory. And I'm going to just be real with you. Her pussy smelled like a damn garbage dump. It make you want to vomit. And we've run, and for those men out here who listening to this, we've run into a bunch of them whose pussy smell like goddamn New York garbage dump. Smells like Saturday morning garbage pickup. But see, you can't explain that to these females who think they winning, because hoes be winning. They